Hello everyone, my name is Andres, and in celebration of this year's release of Avengers Infinity War, I am reviewing all MCU movies. This time, I am reviewing Captain America, the Winter Soldier. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. This movie was released in 2014, coming off Thor: The Dark World, which got some mixed reception. Same goes for Iron Man 3, with the whole Mandarin controversy in that movie. So you could say Phase 2 was off to a rocky start. Luckily, Captain America: The Winter Soldier stirred things up quite a bit. Director Joe Johnston didn't return for this movie. Instead, he was replaced with the Russo brothers. And they did a phenomenal job directing this movie. So much so that Marvel immediately locked them in for Captain America: Civil War, which was the next solo Captain America movie. And when Joss Whedon departed from Marvel after Avengers Age of Ultron, more on his departure in the Avengers Age of Ultron review. So when Joss Whedon finally left the franchise, he was supposed to direct Avengers Infinity War. The Russo brothers were given the task of directing Avengers Infinity War. Chris Evans returns as Steve Rogers / Captain America in this movie. Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury and Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff / Black Widow. Those two returned for this movie as well, after having seen them in the Avengers. This movie also stars Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie, and Robert Redford. A cast with quite the star power. And this immediately brings me to one of the best parts of the movie, the acting. It is really great to see all these well-known actors putting in a lot of effort to bring these characters to life. Everybody brought their A game to the table. Chris Evans fits the role of Captain America perfectly by now, and in this movie he feels like a really likable superhero instead of a dull super gymnast. Samuel L. Jackson did good work in making Nick Fury a real badass. Black Widow was once again used very well. Just like in the Avengers, you gave a shit about her. Unlike Iron Man 2. And the rest of the cast did a great job supporting this movie as well. Although I think you can nitpick about the story details, I think the general story and underlying themes, however, were great. It's about S.H.I.E.L.D. taking control of the world and monitoring all potential threats. Of course, Captain America doesn't agree with their way of safety and claims this is more fear rather than it is security. To make matters even worse, a mysterious figure starts to pop up called the Winter Soldier and starts doing a series of assassinations. But that's not all. S.H.I.E.L.D. becomes compromised and starts doing a manhunt after Captain America. This is really a movie that shows Captain America on the run, not knowing who he can trust, and it really kind of gives a commentary on how far a government should, could, or would go in terms of espionage and invasion of privacy. This movie really feels like a 70s action thriller. Now, let's talk about the bad stuff. When this movie came out, it was a raving success. Everybody loved it, including me. I thought the movie was brilliant and way beyond expectations. However, after letting it age and rewatching it a few times, I don't think it's a perfect movie anymore. But it's mostly confined to nitpicking the gripes I have with this movie. Like a huge plot element was not set up in any other MCU movie before this movie. Therefore, some of the things that happened in previous movies, you can start asking questions why some events transpired the way they did without any intervention. Last nitpick, I remember thinking the action was flawless in this movie. After rewatching it, I think some of the action sequences are a bit too shaky cammy, but that's it. I'm sure there are more mistakes in this movie, but I didn't really notice, nor do they bother me enough to notice. So I'm just gonna leave it here for what it is. Now, to end this review, let's give it a rating. My ratings ranked from worst to best are as follows: shit, bad, meh, good, and awesome. And I give Captain America, the Winter Soldier, an awesome. It's a great movie all around, and it really feels quite different from what came before. Definitely check it out when you have the chance. It's a must see. See you next time, where I will be reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy.